No one dies, no one is born. These are movements in the field of appearance, waves rising and falling upon the ocean of consciousness. You look at the wave and say, it has come. You look again and say, it has gone. But tell me, where did the water come from? Where did it go? The water was, is, and shall ever be. In the same way, what you call birth and what you call death are only names given to movements of form. You ask, Ma, what is death? I say to you, find first what life is. You speak of death because you imagine life to be confined within the body. You measure existence by the beating of the heart and the breath moving in and out. But is that all? When you sleep deeply and know nothing of the world, do you say you have died? No, you awaken and say, I slept well. That which knew the absence of waking and dream was present even in deep sleep. That is the reality.
The body is like a garment. When it is worn out, it is set aside. The wearer remains. When you discard old clothes, do you weep for them? You may remember them, but you know you are not the cloth. In the same way, the self is not the body. The body comes and goes. The self neither comes nor goes. What you call death is only a change in appearance. It is like the setting of the sun. You say, the sun has disappeared, but has it truly disappeared? It shines elsewhere. In truth, even that is only your way of speaking. The sun does not move as you imagine.
It is your standpoint that changes. So too, death is a change in standpoint, not a cessation of being. The true death is when death itself dies. What does this mean? It means the ending of the belief that you are a separate, limited entity. It means the dissolution of the fear that clings to name and form. When the idea, I am this body, falls away, death has no place. Death dies when the false identity dies. Until the true you comes to light, you are truly dead. You move about, you speak, you think, you plan. But if you do not know your own eternal nature, what kind of life is this? It is life in ignorance, life in forgetfulness. It is like a person dreaming he is lost in a forest, afraid and wandering, while all the while he lies safely in his own bed.
The dream seems real, but upon awakening he laughs. In the same way, awakening to the self reveals that there was never bondage, never birth, never death. You cling to relationships and say, he is mine, she is mine. You grieve when the form disappears. But what was it that you loved? Was it the body alone? The body changes from childhood to youth to old age, yet you say, this is the same person. What is that sameness? It is not the body, it is not even the thoughts, for they too change. The continuity is the self, the one consciousness shining through all forms. If you love truly, you love the self in the other. That self cannot die, therefore love does not die. Grief arises because you identify with form. If you see the divine in all, where can separation be?
Understand this clearly. There is only one. That one appears as many. The play of coming and going is part of the divine sport. When a wave subsides, another arises. When a flower withers, another blooms. The essence remains unchanged. The essence is you. You fear death because you do not know yourself. Fear comes from ignorance. When a child sees his own shadow in the dark, he trembles. But when a lamp is brought, he laughs. The shadow was never separate from him. In the same way, bring the light of awareness to the question of death. See who it is that fears. Trace the fear to its source. You will find no solid entity there, only thoughts arising and subsiding in consciousness. Do not imagine that realization is something to be gained in time. The eternal is present now. It is your own being. But the mind is restless. It runs outward, attaching itself to objects, to experiences, to identities. It says, I am this, I am that. Each identification creates limitation. Each limitation gives rise to fear. Drop all these notions. Remain as you are.
When you abide in your true nature, there is no question of life or death. There is only being, pure, self-luminous, without beginning or end. Words cannot capture it. Mind cannot grasp it. Yet it is nearer to you than your own breath. You ask, Ma, what happens after death? I say, find out what is happening now. Who is the one that asks? Who is aware of this question? Turn your attention inward. Discover the source of the I. When the I is traced to its origin, it dissolves in the vastness from which it arose. In that vastness there is no birth and no death. As long as there is identification with the body, the cycle of birth and death appears real. Actions performed with the sense of doership create impressions. These impressions seek expression. Thus the wheel turns. But the self is untouched by all this. Just as the sky is not stained by the clouds that pass through it, the self is not affected by the experiences of the body and mind. Realize this and be free.
The dropping of the body is natural. Everything in nature changes form. The seed becomes a tree, the tree becomes earth. From that earth, new life arises. This is a continuous transformation. Why should the human body be exempt from this law? Yet you are not even the seed, nor the tree, nor the earth. You are the witness of all transformations. To know this not merely as a concept, but as direct experience, is liberation. Then whether the body lives or dies makes no difference. Joy and sorrow, gain and loss, praise and blame, these are movements on the surface. The depth remains still. The mind asks for certainty, for assurance. It seeks permanence in the impermanent. It wants security in what is bound to change. Turn instead to that which does not change. Even now, amidst all changes, there is something constant. The awareness in which thoughts arise, the presence in which sensations appear, that is unchanging. Rest there. When death comes, let it come. When life continues, let it continue. Why be anxious? The one who has arranged this universe knows what is to unfold. Trust in that divine will. Surrender the sense of individual control. The leaf does not decide when to fall. The wind carries it, yet the tree remains rooted.
In the same way, be rooted in the self. Let the movements of life happen. Perform your duties with love and sincerity, but know that you are not the doer. The body acts according to its nature. The mind thinks according to its conditioning. You are the silent witness. When this is seen clearly, the fear of death dissolves like mist in the morning sun. What remains is peace, deep, unshakable peace. Do not wait for some future event to realize this truth. Do not imagine that enlightenment will descend upon you at the moment of physical death. If ignorance remains, it continues. If knowledge dawns, it dawns now. Therefore, seek now, inquire now, love now. Every moment is an opportunity to awaken.
Each breath is a reminder of the impermanence of form and the permanence of being. Instead of clinging to what must pass, turn toward the eternal. You say, "Ma, I am afraid." I tell you, look at the fear. Who is afraid? Is the fear present in deep sleep? No. It arises only in waking and dream when the mind is active. Therefore, fear belongs to the mind, not to the self. Know yourself as beyond the mind. This knowing is not intellectual. It is a shift in identity. Instead of saying, "I am the body," say, "I am the awareness in which the body appears." Instead of saying, "I am the mind," see that thoughts come and go in you. Stay with this recognition. Gradually, the old identification weakens.